Welcome to Oscar's World. In today's video we will be visiting the country of, what's it gonna be? Last time we visited the country of challenges, but this time we'll be doing something a little bit similar. We'll be visiting the country of cooking, where in today's video we will be making a homemade pizza from scratch. Alright, so let's get into the video. Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we will be cooking pizza as suggested by my friend. I'm not going to reveal his name. Anyways, so we are going to be making pizza. I've never made pizza before. This is a little bit of a how-to and a making and a new thing video, so yeah. Let's see how it turns out. Anyways, our goal is to get to 100 subscribers, so please subscribe and like. My friend also gave me some tips. He said to use fresh tomatoes and to also sprinkle oregano on your pizza. So those we are going to be using. But here are the ingredients which we are going to be using. To make this recipe, you need bread flour, strong white bread flour, fast action or instant yeast, salt, olive oil, fresh tomatoes, sugar, grated mozzarella and grated mature cheddar and oregano. So let's start cooking. Alright guys, so unfortunately we do not have a big bowl because we left it somewhere, so we will have to use our fruit bowl. I know this is kind of stupid. Okay, we do have to use it, I suppose. Just use a large bowl because, yeah. But use a large bowl, and do not use a silicone spoon, use a wooden spoon. We don't have a wooden spoon, so we can't use it. But, well, anyways, we're going to open the flour, So now we are going to put the flour in. So, I don't know how much we need, but depends what batch you're doing. Just add, enough flour which you think that would be enough. Yeah, add 200 grams, I think, but I'm not going to measure it. Yeah, I think that's enough. Anyways, right, that's enough flour. So now what we are going to do is we are going to get our yeast. And we're going to get a sachet. Basically. Alright, so now what we are going to do is we are going to get our teaspoon and we are going to get our sachet of yeast like this. And we are just going to spoon it in like that. And after we've spooned in the yeast, we need the salt. So we need about a teaspoon of salt, I'd say as well. I don't know how much salt because that's enough. So now let's add our salt in and we now mix it. And we are going to now mix it like this. Stir it in. Lovely, like that. I've never made pizza, so if this goes wrong, sorry guys, I've never made it. But yeah, we can all learn from our mistakes. So start mixing it. Use a wooden spoon if you have one, alright? Anyways, we're going to now mix it like this. And yeah. Alright, so now what we are going to do is we are going to have to make a well in the middle like this. So don't want any flour in there. Just going to put all the flour to a side. And now we're just going to kind of scoop it out, you know. What we do is we are going to add a little bit of olive oil in, like a teaspoon. We're going to add a teaspoon of olive oil in now. I think, yeah, it's a teaspoon, isn't it? Or it's a tablespoon. I think a teaspoon though. Anyways, yeah, that's alright. And now what we will do is we will just quickly do that. Anyways, now what we will do is we are going to add some water in like this. Slowly add some warm water. You need to make a well in the middle as well. So it's terribly pouring in, isn't it? So now pour in the water, 200 millilitres to be exact. And this is not 200 millilitres, but now we need to combine it like this, really slowly, because, yeah. I don't know if we need more water or not, whether we need more water or not, but we need to combine it until it turns into a bit of a dough, yeah? bit of a dough. Alright guys, so once you've made the well, once you've made the well and you've added 200 millilitres of water and 1 teaspoon of olive oil, then, and you mix it with a wooden spoon or whatever spoon you have, not a metal one, then it should turn into a dough like this. Now, I am really terrible at kneading dough. Yesterday I was making garlic bread at school, and well, basically what happened is I over kneaded it in cooking club. Well, anyways, so what we are going to do now is we are going to take this spoon out. Right, so what you need to do now is get some of your flour, and you need to put it on the desk because we are going to be kneading it. Okay, so now you also need to put a little bit of flour on the top because it will help with kneading. I'm terrible at kneading, but yeah, what we do now is we start to knead the dough like this. I'm terrible at kneading, sorry if I'm disappointing you, but anyways, we are going to knead the dough until it becomes like nice and smooth, like, you know what I mean. So yeah. Alright guys, so now we've kneaded the dough, so it takes quite a while to knead, and well, yeah, it takes about 20 minutes to knead or something, and well, now it's kneaded. So you know when it's kneaded, you need to constantly keep adding flour to it when you're kneading it, but you know when it's kneaded, when it doesn't stick to your hands, and it also does not stick to the chopping board. Anyways, what we're going to do now is we're only going to add a teeny bit, like a really tiny bit of flour here, just in case, so it doesn't just stick anymore, maybe a little more, yeah. Yeah, only a tiny bit, and what we are now going to do is we are going to lift this off our dough off the tray, and we're going to put it in here, and we're going to get some plastic wrap. Alright guys, so now that we've got our plastic wrap, you need to put the kneaded dough into the bowl. And well, now what you need to do is you need to just get the plastic wrap like this and very loosely cover it. So yeah, like this. Yeah, like this, and well, now. Right, so now we are doing this. So we are just like this, just gonna uncover it. And yeah, so you need to loosely cover it, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna wait for like about an hour, because it needs to rise. So now let's make the tomato sauce. Alright guys, so now we are gonna make the tomato sauce. So what we need to do now is we need to get 2 tomatoes and put them in a pan. And put them in a pan like this. Now, also, here in this kettle we've got some water. We need to boil it, and after boiling it, you'll see what we're going to do next. Now I know this does seem a little bit pointless for some people, but yeah, we'll show you why we're doing this. Anyways, so I'll see when the water boils. Alright guys, so what we are going to do now is we are going to turn on the hob on a high heat, like this. Oops, Alright guys, so we are now going to turn on the hob like this. And well, it wasn't working, we need it on a little bit of a lower heat, like this. No, like on a high heat. And what we are going to do is we are going to set a timer for 1 minute. Alright guys, so well, I was wrong. Don't boil it, cook it until you can start to see bubbles rising to the surface. And yeah, that takes about, a minute and a half, not a minute. But anyways, now we are going to peel the tomatoes and put them in the blender. Due to some technical difficulties, we couldn't show you how we've peeled the tomatoes because it looks like the video didn't record for some reason. That's so annoying because it looks so satisfying. But anyways, now what we have to do is we have to blend the tomatoes. And well, now it's blended. Now that it's blended, well, now that it's blended, we haven't really made the best tomatoes, okay? Alright guys, so, well, once we blended the 2 tomatoes together with the water, it came out like too wet, so we've had to add some canned chopped tomatoes in there to make it a little bit thicker, so it turns into a tomato sauce. So now let's blend it. Right, so now it's blended. Alright guys, so now that we've blended our tomatoes, a tiny bit of water, and our canned chopped tomatoes, what we will do now is we will need to pour it out of the blender, and you need to add no, not that much, like a flat one, you know. 1 teaspoon sugar. Once you add that teaspoon of sugar in, you need to stir like this. And we're going to stir for a little bit more time. And so we're going to now taste. Alright guys, so now that we've made the tomato sauce and we've added a teaspoon of sugar, you should add a teaspoon of sugar because it changes the taste of the sauce quite a bit. So now we are just going to let our dough rise, like let's look at it. It has risen a bit and well, we'll give it a little bit more time to rise, and once it rises, we'll do the next step. Alright guys, so now the dough has risen a bit, so now what we have to do is we have to take it out like this, and we have to put it onto the floured surface and start rolling it out. So yeah.
Stevie.
You need to start rolling it out. So it turns into a circle like this. We don't need to roll it out for very, very long. Oh, piece of hair. Alright, so now we are going to keep rolling it like this. It looks really nice. And yeah, we're going to roll it out like this. So now we've rolled out the dough nicely. What we will do now is we will take the tomato sauce and we'll get it and we'll spread it all over the dough like this. So yeah, take a while, let's spread it like this, you know. Basically just add a little bit more, you know. And then roll it out so it's everywhere, and there better not be any plain bits because like, yeah. Alright guys, so now that we've got our tomato sauce, we'll now put the cheese on. So first we'll start by sprinkling the cheddar on the pizza. Like 2 handfuls, I think is enough. 2 handfuls of every cheese. Sprinkle it like that. Add another handful and sprinkle it on like this. Yes, and then add the mozzarella. And yeah. Add a handful of mozzarella on like this, and then add another handful of mozzarella on like this. Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, now we need to put this in the oven. Alright guys, so now the pizza is in the oven. And we now need to cook it until it's golden brown, and once it's golden brown, we'll do the taste test. Alright guys, so this is the final result of our homemade margherita pizza, and it's turned out to be a deep pan one, and it looks really nice. So, in a little while we will be doing a taste test. Right guys, so now that we've got our pizza, let's go ahead and taste test it. We're going to take a bite from here. It does taste quite nice, to be honest. Let's also try the crust. Crust is also nice. The crust is also nice, so this is quite a nice pizza. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. See you next week.